All throughout middle school, my Halloween costume was the duality of light. Yes, you heard that right. It was a costume even Bill Nye would have been proud of. I made it using one of my dad's old undershirts, and it was covered with marker drawn zigzags and lines. But even back then, it was more than just a science phenomenon to me. It was my tribute to light's fascinating dual nature. Light could be observed as both a particle and a wave. And I wondered, could this also be a reflection of the way that I saw myself? Could I also change myself to adapt to others' expectations of me? And so I tried. I created a different version of myself, tailored specifically for their needs, approval, and expectations of me. And for a while, it seemed like a winning strategy. Until it wasn't. Until I realized that trying to be everyone's everything was exhausting. For years, I bent over backwards. I said yes to every favor, every project, and every invitation. And for a while, it worked. People liked me, or at least they liked the version of myself that I was pretending to be. But deep down, I felt invisible. And this realization isn't just personal. Research supports this. Research states that chronic people pleasers are more likely to experience higher levels of anxiety and stress because constantly putting others' needs before yours makes you lose touch with your own. This behavior is called self-abandonment. It's when you prioritize others' needs before yours so much that you lose touch with your own. Over time, this can lead to burnout, resentment, and even physical health issues. How many of us have said yes to something just because we were scared of disappointing someone? Because we were scared of saying no? I experienced this firsthand when I'm in high school, when one of my friends came up to me and asked me to take over their responsibilities for a club project. I had a mountain of my own homework, but still I couldn't say no. It felt impossible. So I worked until 2 a.m. covering my work and theirs, and the next day they thanked me briefly and moved on. Meanwhile, I was left feeling drained and unsatisfied, not with them, but with myself. That was the moment I realized that my strategy wasn't working. Instead of being valued, I felt used, and instead of feeling seen, I felt invisible. It wasn't until much later that I realized the root of the problem. I was afraid of saying no. But here's the truth. Saying no isn't selfish. It's a way to conserve your own energy, authenticity, and time. Setting boundaries doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a healthy one. And contrary to popular belief, setting boundaries doesn't push people away. It helps you make healthier and meaningful connections. And research supports this. A study produced by the University of California states that people who set clear boundaries have a higher chance of experiencing greater life expectancy and less stress because they prioritize their own needs and treat themselves like a valuable person instead of spreading themselves too thin. At first, saying no felt terrifying to me. What if people thought I was rude or uncaring? But the more I practiced, the more I realized something profound. When I said no to something that drained me, I was saying yes to something that nourished me. And Brené Brown captures this perfectly. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when disappointing others is at risk. So how do you do that? How do you go from being a chronic people pleaser to someone who respects their own boundaries? Here are 3 easy steps that worked for me. Step number 1, start small. Begin with small, inconsequential, manageable situations. This will help you build confidence for the bigger ones, for the larger decisions that seem more intimidating. Reframe no as a positive. Instead of saying, no, I can't do this, say, I would love to, but I don't have the capacity to. This acknowledges their request while also not compromising your own boundaries. Step number 3, practicing self-compassion. Understand that setting boundaries doesn't make you a selfish or a bad person. It makes you a healthy one. Remind yourself that your needs are just as important as others. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Over time, you'll notice something incredible. The people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. And the ones that don't, maybe they were only there for what you could offer and not for who you truly were. Like light, you don't need to bend to shine. When you stay true to yourself, light not only illuminates your path, but it also attracts the right kind of people and opportunities your way. So the next time you feel like saying yes to an opportunity you don't want to, ask yourself, Who am I shining for? Myself, everyone, or myself? Thank you.